In a small monastery on a misty mountain, there lived an old monk known for his wisdom and calm nature. People traveled from far and wide to seek his guidance, hoping to understand life's mysteries and find peace. One day, a young man climbed the steep path to the monastery, his face filled with frustration and anger. When he reached the wise monk, he said, "Master, I've lost everything. My business failed, my friends turned away, and my heart is heavy with betrayal. How can I find peace when life feels so unfair?" The wise monk looked at him kindly and smiled. "Come with me," he said. The monk led the young man to a nearby stream where a large rock jutted out of the water. The current was rushing fiercely around the rock. "Do you see how the water flows around the rock?" the monk asked. "Yes," the young man replied, confused. "It seems trapped, struggling to pass." "Exactly," said the monk. He picked up a small leaf and placed it on the water. The leaf floated easily, moving with the current and avoiding obstacles. The leaf doesn't resist. It lets go and moves with the flow. The young man frowned. "But I am not a leaf. My problems are real, and they weigh me down like that rock." The wise monk nodded. "Come with me again." He led the young man back to the monastery courtyard, where an old clay jar filled with water sat. The jar had a tight lid. "Pick up the jar," the monk instructed. The young man lifted the jar. It was heavy, but he managed to carry it. "Now walk around the courtyard," the monk said. As the young man walked, the jar became heavier with each step. Sweat appeared on his forehead, and finally, he stopped, exhausted. "I can't carry it anymore," he exclaimed. The monk smiled. "Then why continue to hold on to it? Let it go." The young man paused, realizing the truth in the monk's words. He set the jar down, and a wave of relief washed over him. "Your burdens are like this jar," the monk explained. "We carry pain, anger, and fear, thinking we need to hold on to them. But they only grow heavier and weigh us down. True strength is not in clinging, but in letting go." The young man stood quietly, reflecting on what the monk had said. He realized much of his suffering came from his inability to let go of the past. Over time, the young man learned to let go. He forgave those who hurt him, released his anger over his failures, and found peace by living in the present moment. Years later, the young man returned to the monastery, a changed person. He bowed deeply to the wise monk. "You were right, master. Letting go didn't mean I lost, it meant I gained peace." The wise monk smiled, his eyes shining. The stream flows not because it fights the rock, but because it surrenders to the path ahead. And so, peace fills the heart that lets go. From that day on, the young man became a teacher of peace, sharing the wisdom of letting go with others, just as the wise monk had taught him. If we see in our own lives, how often do we hold on to our pain, failures, and grudges as if they define us? We clutch them tightly, thinking they are part of who we are, when in truth, they are the very things weighing us down. Like the young man in the story, many of us struggle to let go, believing it means defeat. But letting go is not about losing, it's about freeing ourselves to move forward, to heal, and to find peace. Life will always have its rocks, its obstacles, and its heavy jars. But we have a choice, to fight against the current, burdened and exhausted, or to surrender, to flow with life, and to trust in the path ahead. Letting go does not mean forgetting or ignoring, it means choosing to stop carrying what no longer serves us. In every moment, there is an opportunity to set down the jar, to release the weight of the past, and to embrace the present. Peace is not something we need to chase, it is what remains when we let go of all that blocks it. Take a moment to ask yourself, what are you holding on to that you no longer need? Perhaps today is the day to set it free and, in doing so, set yourself free too. Let go, and let peace find you.